Good morning, everybody. My name is Leslie Williams and I live in La Jolla, California, San Diego County. Today's date is December 17th, 2014. Now, the reason why I'm showing you this video picture of this tent is because it's a brand new tent. It was bought by me day before yesterday, and I slept in it for the first time last night. Now, in the past week and a half, we have had three major, it's actually rained either 4 or 5 times. 3 of them have been major. Now, I just moved to this area. I'm not going to say when, but it's been extremely recent. Now, the point being is that I had to move on an emergency basis. So, I originally set my tent up over there. As you can see, there's one still there. And the reason why I picked that area is because it's completely secluded from all surrounding visual sight. Okay? In other words, it's completely blocked off from sight. And this one is mostly blocked off from sight. Now, why am I telling you all this? I'm telling you all this is because it's supposed to rain periodically throughout the day and maybe even thunderstorm throughout the day. So, if I take this tent down, okay, or that one down, and then I come home tonight, and because this area floods out when it rains. Do you notice how this is all mud here, but yet this is all leavage? Because when it rains, the rain comes up through here, was going over there and flooding out that area. So I had to buy a backup tent, and I erected that here. I spent a whole day and a half creating this weatherization sheet cover for it, so it could all be one big gigantic entire piece, so no crevices would be in it. It took me literally a day and a half, okay, literally, because of what was involved in creating it. Now, the one over there gets flooded out no matter how well the weatherization sheets are, because of the simple fact that, hang on, all the rain that comes up through here, okay, and then gets into the surrounding stuff, comes right over there. And I didn't know it because I just moved here. So so you would not believe what I've been through in the past week, cleaning out that tent, waking up in a waterbed, okay, type deal. And then some leakage occurred. I had to do that. I had to air out sleeping bags. I had to go through property that I brought here that was hidden close by out of sight that got soaked. I had to go through all those things, change the bags, dry off every little thing, and some bags were just filled with a bunch of little stuff. So do you have any idea what's involved in wiping down every single little thing that you got? Okay, picture yourself doing that in reference to you wiping down, getting out and wiping off everything that's in your kitchen. That's literally what I had to go through, and I had to go through it twice. That's right, because before I could regroup from the first one, the second one occurred. Now, why am I telling you all this? I'm a target victim and activist concerned in the criminal expeditions of what is known as organized stalking, which can also be termed as gang stalking. Go to Google right now and type in gang stalking. Hold on. My sinuses are clearing. Go to Google and type in gang stalking creating homelessness of targets. Gang stalking creating homelessness of targets. Now, this is organized crime in the system, ladies and gentlemen, at the federal, state, and local level. So, in order for you to be able to see one of them, recently I posted a blog. It's already been hacked by the perpetrators. Cyber surveillance and computer hacking is all over the internet in reference to that being one of the methods of gang stalking, so you can Google that. So is, but not limited to, cell phone hacking for cell phone tracking. They can also use the cell phone as a microphone and the camera on the phone. So, they can even literally hear what a target is saying when they're speaking. Okay? So, the point being is this. Go to Google and type in UCSD space law library space are they networking gang stalking. Now, there's about anywhere between 70 and 90 videos in that blog of indisputable evidence pertaining to one of the methodologies that is brought about around me along my routes. Okay, and so all you got to do, it's identical verbal harassment happening in the same exact identical way everywhere I go. Lately, though, they have backed off from using that and have went back to using certain physical gestures, which is also shown and illustrated in the blog, because of the simple fact that right now, as of today's date, I caught 7 different individuals admitting to me in hidden running tape recorders that they were put in my physical presence to engage in these physical gestures, and one admitted that a San Diego police officer by the name of Steve told him to do it within an hour and a half after I left the San Diego DA's office. Okay, so, and that was the same day I was sexually harassed by 2 San Diego sheriff's officers in the Hall of Justice on my way to see the DA. Okay, so the point being, though, is also that blog is hacked. Okay, by them. They went into it, put some information in it that I would not post in a blog. I took it out. Last time I went to the blog and went to go add some stuff to it, I noticed that it was put back in, but I didn't notice it until after I had already got up and was ready to go from, leaving the library. So I thought, well, I'll just take it off next time I come to the library. And I reset my phone. Well, actually, I cleaned out the cache memory and everything on my phone, and I've already tried to go into this WordPress document from my phone, and I forgot the username and password. So I gotta get into my files and find it. It's buried in my backpack. The point being, though, is all you gotta do is go to that blog. Now, listen, in that blog, there's not only copied and pasted at least probably close to 100 videos, but when you go to those videos, make sure, because the best thing to do is to either click on the URL link and or copy and paste the URL link, the YouTube URL link at YouTube, pertaining to YouTube's URL address bar. And then once you bring the video up at YouTube, look in the description of those YouTube videos. You'll see cooperating material, evidence, other blog titles that hold a huge amount of evidence, and pay close attention to all the different YouTube accounts that are used. Because in each YouTube account, 95% of them have at least 200 videos in them, at least. Okay, now, in the blog, I believe, just in case I haven't, I don't remember if I put it in there or not, so go to YouTube, and type in "Learning Disabled Woman Exposes Criminal Motivations of Gang Stalking." Now, this is organized crime in the system at every level. Even the California Family Coalition was kind enough to post some of my comments on their blogs pertaining to them exposing the racketeering that is going on inside of the San Diego prosecutor's office. Now, what he's exposing is almost identical to what I've been exposing for the past 2 years. What's happening to me and gang stalking targets are in reference to the racketeering schemes that they have plans for us, along with human trafficking. Go to YouTube and type in similarities between gang stalking and human trafficking, are almost identical to a T. They're just doing it pertaining to families and child custody. They're just doing it in that legal area. Okay, with people that are on disability, the elderly, and anybody else, basically what they're doing is trying to get legal syndicated probate control of them for racketeering, insurance fraud, and human trafficking inside a syndicated run group home that they're placed in as a result of them and their connected judges and prosecutors claiming that the target individual is mentally ill because they're claiming they're being stalked by people they don't know, and that they're homeless and so therefore they can't take care of themselves. Even though these are the wild, filthy, red-ass whores who created the homelessness, they literally stole my rent out of the mail. Mail that was mailed, certified mail return receipt. So go to Google and type in mail theft and mail delayment and gang stalking, and then in a separate search, postal workers and gang stalking. Now, stealing anything out of the mail, especially something that's mailed, certified mail return receipt, is a felony to the extreme. Do you really honestly think that the government gives 2 shits? And by the way, I've notified the FBI and even the Homeland Security that I'm a human trafficking target. They both have features on their website that if you're a human trafficking target, call us. Well, I've tweeted them, I emailed them, never got one reply. So, why is that? Is the government involved in human trafficking? How do you think that, I think it's at least a $3.4 billion criminal enterprise happening in the United States alone? Do you really honestly think that that could be going on and generating that amount of dollars if the government wasn't allowing it? Look, the NSA can read the time off my watch. Do you really honestly think through remote sensing and all the other cooperating, just look at all the law enforcement that's attached to a fusion center. So if they got the ability to be able to do what they do to innocent Americans, okay, who are having every single one of their civil rights and constitutionally guaranteed rights totally raped, totally completely raped, Oh my God, you would not believe what happens to us. And let me tell you another thing. Go to Google right now and type in gang stalking and non-consensual human experimentation. Targets of gang stalking can be literally used like lab rats. And guess what's involved in the research? Torture. Yeah. If some of the technology that is being perpetrated, that can be perpetrated against an organized stalking, gang stalking target came from the military, do you honestly believe that they have not, that they're not using NSA letters to protect this shit? Absolutely. Go to YouTube and type in David Larson and James Lambert 5-22-11 down the rabbit hole Federal Jack YouTube channel and listen closely. Absolutely. Then go to YouTube and type in Timothy W. Bioethics Issues. If you look at that video and then look at all the other videos that come up to the column to the right, once you bring that video up, you'll see a bunch of different targeted individuals testifying before the Bioethics Commission about how they're being tortured. And if you listen to enough of them, you'll definitely hear them talk about gang stalking. Now, if you look at that YouTube video that I just described as well, the David Larson and James Lambert, which is actually James Walbert, but they spelled his name wrong, so you gotta type it in the way they spelled it wrong. They're talking about gang stalking as well. Absolutely. Because organized crime in the system at the federal, state, and local level are working as a network, a syndicate. And what they're basically doing is achieving their objectives by using covert means, covert relationships, cooperating relationships, and tracking, surveillance, and observation of the target in order to be able to bring about the staged arrests, the staged assaults, the staged petitioning and accounting mental health. Every single aspect of our lives are completely destroyed. They're going after my Social Security right now, literally, and I've been on it since 1994. That's right. You know, and every single thing they're doing, I predicted, in email files, video files, and audio files. They don't give a shit because they just figure, who the hell is she gonna run to? They got this shit locked down. And excuse my language, but that's the way it is. The whole entire system is rigged, ladies and gentlemen. Believe me. And if you take the time to research these criminalities, you will see that I'm telling you the absolute truth. Think about it this way. How do you think right now there's an estimated anywhere between 3.6 and 4.2 targeted individuals in the United States? We've been covered on shows like the Brain Invaders, local news shows, and national radio shows. I've literally even been on national radio shows. Absolutely. Clyde Lewis Ground Zero. If you want to witness that, you can go to his archive shows and look at the 9/17/13 broadcast, and you can also look at I called up when Daniel Estelan was on in February, Deconstructing Humanity. I've also been on it at least another 4 times. Absolutely. Now, and they were covering gang stalking on 9/17/13. Absolutely. Now I'm here today to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, the San Diego Police, at least 23 separate police officers on separate dates spanning 3 years, had denied my civil rights to file a police report concerning the factual reality that I am a victim of this crime. UCSD campus police is neck deep in this. They are such criminal whores. It's the whole entire system at UCSD. They're nothing but filthy red-ass whores. I'm going to tell you something right now. I'm a Christian, and I do not lie. And that's, well, you know, I might say somebody's got a nice dress if I don't like it, but I think you know what I mean. The point being is this. I had no reason. You don't see me saying that any other university like that I've never been to has not engaged in, is engaging in gang stalking, because I have no reason to lie about places that are not doing it. The point being is this. They're lying, criminal, rat-ass whores. And that's all they are, period. Campus police has denied my right to make a police report on at least 7 different occasions, at least. And I even told them right to their face I'm a human trafficking target. So why didn't SDPD, why didn't the district attorney's office, why didn't any of these government agencies and university institution offer me assistance in reference to me being a human trafficking target? When it's all over their websites claiming that they do. And then if they bait you to open up about, oh, well, how are you a human trafficking target? Well, I'm a gang stalking target. Go to YouTube and type in gang stalking and similarities between gang stalking and human trafficking. I already know it for a fact because they literally human trafficked me in Michigan. It's a nationwide syndicate, and when a targeted individual moves from one state to the next state, the syndicate that was in the state the target was in will pay off the syndicate in the state the target's going into to take over in the campaign. That's why some of the blogs that are online show the same exact identical harassment I was experiencing in Michigan has been caught on hundreds of audio files here in California. So basically what they're doing is using my the homelessness they created, and what they're doing is stalking me to my hiking areas. Okay, bringing homeless men up in here to assault me. Okay, last night they had a guy walk by right over by here, and he said the same exact thing that was said over at the last hiking area. Gang stalk, why don't you get her out of here? Gang stalk, why don't you call the cops on her? That's right. It's done to anchor fear that what's going to happen now, what's going to happen next. It's gaslighting, just like in the movie Gaslight. You know, and if you research the term gaslight and gang stalking, you'll see that gaslight is a term that's all over the internet that's describing gang stalking techniques. And that term was coined and is used as a direct result of the movie Gaslight with Ingrid Bergman. Because in that movie, she's being harassed from a distance without her being able to psychologically figure out how it's happening. She's believing she's going mentally ill because of it, because her husband's trying to make her think she is. Now, they're doing the same thing here like they did at my last hiking areas. Getting out from behind those bushes, walking by, okay, and saying, what's wrong with him? What's wrong with her? How do they know I'm a her? Okay, they're also saying things like, why don't you get her out of here? Why don't you call the cops on her? And then they'll say gang stalk. Now, if you research that blog, UCSD and Law Library, Are They Networking Gang Stalking, you'll literally see hundreds of blogs in that video. I mean, hundreds of videos in that blog showing gang stalking, oh my God, being said around me everywhere, including the Thanksgiving event, where they're literally threatening to kick my ass to my face as they're saying gang stalking. They literally say gang stalking, I'm going to fuck you up. Now, does that sound like, do you really believe, does anybody have the dumb audacity, the retardation to think to themselves that a tape recorder can have a mental illness? I don't think so. Now, so what they're doing is through the tracking, surveillance, and observation of me, just like they do to every other target, which is all over the internet that's what they do, they stage events. They say, okay, well, we know where she's at because we're tracking her phone. We're also using physical observation and surveillance. We know she's there. Okay, and so what we're going to do is we're going to use a homeless man. We're going to bring him up in here. He's going to act nice verbally because they know I wear a tape recorder, because audio evidence has been uploaded to videos, and through cyber surveillance they know what evidence is online. I've literally told police officers and campus safety that they're being recorded as I'm talking to them. Okay, so what they'll do is when they bring these people in my physical presence, they'll act all nice for the sake of my tape recorder and any possible listening recording device that they have propped up on them. But what they'll be doing physically is engaging in organized gang stalking physical gestures in order to mentally let me know that they're actually in my presence because of gang stalking. Now, these are called sensitization methods, where they get around target individuals and repeat words, phrases, physical gestures, sounds, reintroduce the same colors. They're doing that to Bonnie right now in Oceanside. Go to YouTube and type in Oceanside, California gang stalking Bonnie. Everywhere she goes, every single day, they're constantly reintroducing the color red around her. It's called color harassment. They're sensitizing. That's basically where they sensitize a person to a word, phrase, physical gesture, sound, like specific ways of coughing, clearing your throat. They'll even try to sensitize a target to sneezing. Can you believe that stupid ass shit? Because they know that everybody sneezes. Okay, so just research sensitization method, the direct conversation tactic, gang stalking, creating homelessness of targets. I'm here today to tell you right now, Dan Goldsmith is nothing but a criminal. Why do you think that the California Family Association is suing his little skanky ass? He's a criminal. It doesn't matter what his skanky ass has on his website, how he cares about human trafficking targets and elder abuse. He's a friggin' criminal. Okay? Let me tell you something right now. I'm an average person. I'm just like you. I wake up every day. I hope to have a cup of coffee. Since I'm camping, it's a little hard, but I think you understand what I'm saying. I wake up, I want to have a cup of coffee, I get dressed, I say my prayer, I leave for the day, I bother not a soul. I'm not involved in any illegal or criminal activity whatsoever. Okay? I don't bother a soul along any of my routes, any of my routes, anywhere I go, and I mind my own business most of the time. Every now and then I might make small talk with somebody, like at a bus stop or on a bus route or at a store, okay? But what I'm trying to tell you is that I literally do nothing wrong in any sense of the word, okay? So why would they target somebody who's not breaking the law? Because they're criminals. So, when you research organized stalking and or gang stalking, you'll clearly see that they are, and they operate under the guise of slander. You just got to research it. You got to totally research it. You can go to YouTube and type in "listen to a stranger" too. That's a good one. Also go to YouTube and type in "gang stalking bullying on steroids." Now, I'm being gang stalked at every library I go to, because what they're doing is staging events there, staging complaints, staging provocations, okay? And that way they can use that as a normal appearing excuse, and for the sake of their video cameras on their walls, to ban a target, including me. And this is done so they can take away computer accessibility away from the target, because the target's using the computer to expose them. Just like an abusive spouse, let's just say a man in this case. If he wants to isolate his wife so he can control her to use her in the worst ways, he'll take away her credit cards, he'll isolate her from friends and family, okay? He'll forbid her to go out, he'll take away the car keys, and he'll take away her computer activity. Well, this is the same concept. What they're doing is staging events at the Law Library downtown on Front Street, okay? At UCSD Biomedical Library, okay? At hold on. At UCSD Biomedical Library, absolutely. The UCSD Biomedical Library staff are neck deep in this shit. That's right. So are Club Med restaurant employees, Sunshine Market employees over at UCSD Price Center, and Rouse employees off of La Jolla Village Square Drive. Oh my God, you wouldn't believe them skanked out freaks. The point being is this, is that and the North University San Diego Public Library, their employees are so involved in this gang stalking you would not believe. So just go to Google and type in libraries and gang stalking, universities and gang stalking, universities, libraries and gang stalking, and then library security guards and gang stalking. It's organized crime in a system that is directing these employees to do what they're doing. Absolutely. And you know what they do in order to discredit the truth the target's telling, because they know they're involved in felonious behavior, is they attempt to imply the target is mentally ill. Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, so go to Google and type in "Learning Disabled Woman Exposes Methods and Tactics of Gang Stalking." Learning Disabled Woman Exposes Criminal Motivations of Gang Stalking. Okay? They're after me for at least 3 things. The one main thing to achieve the 3 is syndicated probate control. So they can use me as a straw person once they place me in a group home. Okay? It's in this group home where the gang stalking will continue in an isolated environment. Non-stop harassment, staged provocations, you act out to it. They then claim that you're acting out because of this mental illness that they have intentionally falsely diagnosed you with. And then they say you got to go into the hospital to get on medication because you're out of control. And that's where the doctors step in and bilk the Medicare, because they repeat these events. Now, the target individual is put on psychotropic medications that is intentionally, that the doctor knows will compromise their cognitive abilities, cognitive impairment, and that will cause physiological anxiety. This is why they do it, because they know that the mind and body can only take so much, and that it eventually will snap. And then when it snaps, they say, well, you're acting out again because you're a mental illness. We better put you back in the hospital and get your medication readjusted. And this is where the doctors continue to bilk the Medicare out of thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. And then when they get the money in, billing controllers are involved, nurses are involved, administrative staff are involved. Understand, this is organized crime in the system that has tentacles out within the community. Just go to Google and type in corrupt county mental health and gang stalking, psychiatrists and gang stalking, nurses and gang stalking, doctors and gang stalking. It's lawyers and gang stalking, judges and gang stalking, police and gang stalking, firefighters and gang stalking, ambulance drivers and gang stalking, landlords and gang stalking, property owners and gang stalking, postal workers and gang stalking, banks and gang stalking, social services and gang stalking, social security and gang stalking. I think I've made myself clear. Now, how can a person like me who has nobody, because they isolate targets, so just do what I say, and cross-reference the information that comes up and then synthesize it, and you'll see I'm telling you the truth, right? I gotta go because it looks like it might start raining again. This is how I gotta live on a daily basis because of these filthy, wild, bitch, criminal, rat-ass whores. Oh, and by the way, when they put a target in the group home, they drug their food, and then they bring men in to have sex with them and videotape it. They rape them in their sleep when they're knocked out, okay? And then they'll videotape it as it's happening so they can sell it to pornography groups. Pornography and voyeurism. And if you don't think they're not entering women's homes and doing that to them even in their own homes, go to YouTube and type in "stalked, drugged, and raped. Is it happening here in San Antonio?" Now, there's both of those women that testify in that news broadcast. Two of the amongst everything that each one of them say, each one of them women give a description that I had already posted in email files that date all the way back to 2006. Okay, that they did to me, identical to a T techniques. The one woman said that they entered her home and turned on all the lights. I got email files proving that I said that they did that to me in Michigan. The other one said that they entered her home and stole a bracelet and then returned it at a later date. Right now in my backpack, I literally got a 2006 email stating that they entered my home, stole stuff out of my backpack, and then returned it at a later date. Absolutely. And this news broadcast pertaining to stalked, drugged, and raped, is it happening here in San Antonio? Google it as well. So that way you can bring up the Ken 5 news broadcast. Ken 5 is the news station that did the news broadcast. Okay. This news broadcast didn't occur until 2010. Absolutely. Absolutely. So, and then go to Google and type in gang stalking and rape. These people are nothing but wild, filthy, criminal whore, rat-ass animals to the extreme. Look, they're literally breaking into women's homes, drugging their food, wait until they're knocked out, and then will come in and rape them. So do you really think, would you want these kind of criminal, filthy, rat-ass whores having syndicated probate control of you? So you can be raped day and night in your sleep and then provoked and harassed all day long while you're awake? And then put on medication that totally impairs you cognitively, because that's how they want you. They don't want you to be able to think clearly. Absolutely. These are filthy, criminal, rat-ass whores that literally destroy every aspect of your life. They make you homeless to do this to you. Let me tell you something right now. The San Diego Police Department is directly involved in what's happening to me, and their little lying, filthy, criminal, rat-ass whores will lie about it up and down the street. Okay? So, how do you think that they're propping up individuals to get along all my routes and repeat gang stalk, oh my god, gang stalk crazy, gang stalk weird, and these physical gestures that they have me sensitized to? Go to YouTube and type in learning disabled woman catches gang stalker admitting sent to harass, read comments. I caught 3 teenagers admitting they were put on a 928 bus to engage in these physical gestures after I had already got on the bus. Then go to YouTube, and type in learning disabled woman brutally assaulted on an MTS bus. Then go to Google and type in, and YouTube, and type in learning disabled woman exposes how MTS assault video is altered. Hold on. Dang, my cigarette broke. Oh well. Alright, so what I'm trying to say is this, ladies and gentlemen. This is what's happening to me. Now, if they got this shit so wired down in reference to, they got this shit so wired down in the system, the target has nowhere to run to. In closing, go to Google right now and type in homeless shelters and gang stalking, social services and gang stalking, social security and gang stalking, churches and gang stalking, charities and gang stalking, domestic violence shelters and gang stalking. The whole entire system is not only wired, it's also got tentacles out within the community, and because of some of the techniques they use, they can get a completely innocent, and nonprofits in gang stalking, they can get a completely innocent place that's not involved in gang stalking at all. They can call them up, okay, or wait until the target leaves the building that they go to, and then approach the people there and flash a badge, FBI agent, regular cop, whatever. Go to Google and type in FBI and gang stalking, and then what they'll do is say, this person's under criminal investigation, so we would appreciate if you don't help her. And or they'll say, we know what's happening to this woman, so we don't want you to come to her assistance because we're trying to flush out the criminals that are doing it to her. Okay, that's right. Because the whole goal at the end of the day is to get all help, okay, to walk away from the woman. You know, from the person that's being targeted. And men are being targeted too. You wouldn't believe what's happening to the to the children and the pets of targets. They murdered my cat, Higgins. I had her for 16 years. They entered my home and poisoned her. And if you don't believe they're not murdering pets, Google that. Hang on. Okay, so I gotta get going. I got stuff to do today. My name is Leslie William. Please excuse my demeanor, but I'm just trying to keep my head above this and stay strong and expose. So, expose this to the community. So think about this. I'm predicting it right now. They're gonna take me off Social Security here in the next 3 months. I'm predicting it right now. Second. I'm also predicting that they're going to ban me from UCSD libraries and or their entire campus in the next 90 days. I'm also predicting that they're going to ban me from either and or North University San Diego Public Library and or the Law Library. I'm also predicting on today's date that they're going to come down up in here, either steal my hiking property, leave a trespass notice on it, or create an event down here that causes somebody to call the police. That's right, so they can arrest me. Absolutely. You would not believe what I know. You just would not believe it. And if you don't think these little filthy rat-ass whores, and let me tell you something right now. Has anybody ever heard of AIDS? What do you think happens to a human trafficking target? So, when you look at that depth of this criminality, I've been brutally assaulted 5 times now. 5 times. 5 times. Okay? Do you really think a wild, vicious, bitch, criminal, rat-ass whore like these little filthy San Diego police officers and the San Diego Sheriff's Department deputies are completely involved in this crime? Absolutely. Make no mistake, you would not believe what I know about their little filthy skink asses. Now go to Google and type in jails and gang stalking, psychiatric floors and gang stalking, San Diego Sheriff's Department and gang stalking. You're on my list now, motherfuckers. You entered my life. You became part of this campaign. So don't ever fucking pull up your car around me, stare me down, and think I'm gonna give a flying fuck. Okay? I come first in my life, motherfuckers. Okay, so the point being is this: if you're a good cop, I salute you. If you're a bad cop, fucking fuck off. Okay? It's that simple. Okay? Because this is my life, motherfuckers. Mine. Okay, I literally lost my ability to have children because of these wild whores. Do they honestly believe for 1 second that I'm gonna keep exposing these motherfuckers? If they were to stop today and I won a $10 million lawsuit, I would still expose their fucking filthy criminal rat-ass whores. Okay? Absolutely. I've been raped because of these little motherfuckers. So, San Diego, please, fuck you, okay? And I'm talking to the corrupt syndicated ones. All right, so I gotta go. I don't carry any weapons on me. I carry maze and a sports. Hang on. I don't carry any maze. I carry a sports. I'm sorry. I don't carry any weapons. I carry maze, the legal size, and a sports blowhorn. Okay, in case they try to attack me. They've had me brutally assaulted 5 times. 5 times. 1 time inside the courthouse jail. That's right. I'm in San Diego, California. Baby cakes, if you're an SDSU student, a USD student, a California State San Marcos student, or a UCSD student, fucking stop going to that campus. Because I'm here to tell you right now, look, I'm a grown woman. I'm old enough to be I'm old enough to be your mother, literally. And I'm here today to tell you right now, you would not believe what I know, okay? Campus safety is allowing these human trafficking rings to operate on campus. They're not only allowing it, they're literally even using, well, whoever's managing this on campuses, they're fucking literally even using staff and students to do their fucking work. Absolutely. So, understand, I do what I do to inform the community so they can educate themselves about these criminalities, so they can make informed decisions about how to protect themselves, their loved ones, their property, okay, and their livelihoods. Okay? What these motherfuckers are doing is setting me up so they can fucking contain my ass to keep me from exposing this and to continue continue the criminal motivation that they have for me. And I'm predicting it right now. In closing, California Attorney General Carolyn Harris and the San Diego District Attorney's Office and the Prosecutor's Office, all of them were notified in the Northwestern San Diego Police Department Division, all of them were sent a huge amount of indisputable evidence that I'm being gang stalked. Indisputable, including some of the evidence that I've talked about in this video. None of them recontacted me, not once. Not once, because they don't fucking care. They take your property taxes. Okay? Think about that. I'm in San Diego, California. Please say a prayer for my safety and have a nice day.